Gamers, we got a new developer message, so let's read this together, okay? And I'll give some my thought as well. Dear Rover, we would like to express our sincere gratitude. Thanks for playing the second closed beta. Yeah, no problem. They got a lot of valuable feedback, so look like this is their immediate message of how they're gonna address these feedback. That's a super good feedback. Genshin could never. Okay, starting off, combat. Overall combat experience optimization. We're addressing the issues of poor sound effect and heat feedback many players mentioned. Yeah, this is actually a pretty big one because surprisingly, compared to the first closed beta, it got worse in the second closed beta. In the first closed beta, the sound effect, especially the parry sound, was a lot better. For some reason, they nerfed it a lot for the second closed beta. I'm not really sure why. That was one of my biggest disappointment. Mostly because I have the experience from the first closed beta. But I'm glad that this is what they're addressing. Because PGR, which is their other game, has insane sound effect, have insane visual effect. And I feel like Wedding Wave was lacking a little bit compared to PGR. So, yeah. Character-specific combat optimization. We'll be making specific adjustment for characters frequently mentioned in the feedback we receive. Okay, let's see. Adjust Lin Yang and Jin Xie move set for an elevated overall combat experience. Okay, that's an interesting one because for people who don't know, these two characters, in my opinion, are the bottom of the tier list. I created a Wedding Wave tier list recently. I'll make a video later on it. But these two characters specifically are the two characters I put in D tier. Both be because these characters just sucks for a magical reason and are hard to explain off paper. But for example, like Jin Shi moveset never actually gonna work in a boss setting. So I'm glad they're already planning on buffing characters. So maybe my tier list is already outdated. We'll see how this go. Adjust Verena XP restoration mechanics so she can use for energy more efficiently. I think this is kind of whatever. I can see that Verena right now, in my opinion, it's one of the best characters in the game. So I'm surprised they're buffing this. But she is more really good because she's a easy to use buffer, even though she's intended to be a healer. In order to actually get healing on her, it's actually really hard because you have to play the bumper card minigame. And that's super annoying to actually get healed. So it's interesting how they're also buffing that aspect. I guess turning her more into a healer kind of makes sense. Improve Kacharo Kit, his extra skill intro necessary meat will be available by default. That's really good. For people who don't know, this used to be a sequence, which means you have to swipe for it. So now they're just adding that onto his base kit. So that's just another nice quality of life upgrade. Overall, pretty good changes. I think the characters in the second closed beta were pretty on point for the most part. There are some characters that are stronger, some characters that are weaker, but that's how I given. Tier list video coming soon, by the way. New combat skill practice dungeon. This one is super great. Because when I was making all my videos, making all my character showcase, making my tier list video, it's so annoying for me to showcase these characters because there isn't like a target dummy, even though they have a training room. So I'm guessing they're gonna add a training room target dummy where we can just practice our combo, practice our characters, and it's especially good for our content creators to be able to like showcases character combo and stuff. So that's super cool, super great. I am so excited for this one because it will make making video a lot easier. Okay, moving on, gameplay. Ecosystem. Okay, this is gonna be big. We have received a lot of feedback on the ecosystem. Yep, absolutely. Got a video on that one. Thank you for taking the time to test out our system, provide valuable suggestions. Okay, whatever. To address this issue, we're planning on implementing the following changes. Make it easier to obtain Beer's Echo. We plan to make Echo available through participating in-game event. Okay, to be fair, I feel like this is a given though. I feel like giving my experience on PGR, they were always gonna let you get echoes from event or dailies and stuff like that. So I feel like this was a given. This was just not shown in the beta because we don't have beta event that are good. No, the parkour event doesn't count. So this I'm not surprised at all. I feel like they're just putting this here to let people know to relieve their concern. Provide a better way to dispose of unused or redundant echo. Yeah, this is a pretty big one. Your echo that are low tier that you get from the beginning of the game or not useful have no use right now other than they just clog up the inventory space. Being able to recycle them is interesting because that means if you get one that are the wrong main stat, you can just instantly reroll them into the new main stat. So that seems really OP. That seems like they're making it super easy to farm for new or the correct main stat echo. So that's kind of interesting. I'm interested to see how that one turned out. I wonder if that devalue farming a little bit. I mean, it probably will, but I feel like if it's the best for a casual player, not have to farm a lot, that's probably the right direction to move for. Return tuner when tune echo are consumed. When you tune echo to upgrade other echo, a percentage of tuner you previously used will be returned. I don't know how I feel about this one. That means they're keeping the tuner, and when you recycle an echo, you don't get all 5 tuner back. Maybe you only get 4, so you on average lose like 1 tuner per reroll. This one I don't know how I feel. I honestly didn't really like the idea of having to use tuner to see your substat. I don't really understand why that is there in the first place when that didn't exist in the first closed beta. So we will see. I'm not really a big fan of this one. Maybe if they just give us all the tuner back, but at that point, I guess there's no purpose of tuner. So make it easier to get your desired substat. We'll raise the minimum number you can get with substat rerolling and narrow the range of possible rolling results. A lot of people are looking at this and be like, Pog, but like, I'll be honest, this one doesn't really say a lot. They didn't really say like, are they still gonna keep the current substat with all the values, like as in heavy attack damage, skill damage, ult damage, normal attack damage. I feel like separating basic attack damage and heavy attack damage is like dumb, for example. Like, why those two separated? And they didn't really say they're gonna combine them. They just say they're gonna change the possible rolling results. So I have some doubts when it comes out with this one, but it does show they're listening to it, and we can only hope that it'll be better when it comes down to the open beta that'll be coming, I think. Optimize the auto-equip mechanics. The auto-equip is kind of fake, so that one is kind of whatever. Additionally, we will improve Infernal Rider's echo skill to add a new transformation mode. And when you equip, you can transform into the Infernal Rider. Oh, that is actually so wicked. What the? That is actually so wicked. Okay, I was really expecting you to be able to ride the Infernal Rider motorcycle, and they added exactly that. So that's great. That's super cool. The fact that they made this so quick kind of tell me they were already making this in the process, though. Because to actually like rig this animation and then have it playable in-game by adding this into the Unreal Engine blueprint took some effort, and so this tell me they already had this in work. So this is really cool. I wonder what else they have in work for us already. New content for Depth of Illusion Realm. If you're not familiar with Depth of Illusion Realm, I have a video on that one, but that is a roguelike mode. We're gonna add a tutorial stage for Depth of Illusion Realm. Nah. No, don't add a tutorial stage. Just watch my tutorial video instead. That I will make instead. But you don't really need a tutorial. It's just a roguelike mode. You know, you just pick the card. More playable character will be added. Additionally, you'll be able to use trial character in this mode. Okay, that's super cool. Right now in the beta, you can only use 4 characters that are Taoshi, Baizi, Rover, or Jin Yan. And the reason I think is because the Double Illusion Realm have certain modifiers that modify how your characters play. For example, like on Rover, you can consume your resource bar, your identity resource bar, to buff your ults instead, which is not how he's normally play. So I think the amount of coding effort to add new characters to the roguelike mode is actually really hard, because they're actually trying to make it good, trying to make it so that character can play differently in the roguelike mode. So that is why I thought there's only so little characters, which kind of sucks, because if you don't have those character level, or you're just not interested in leveling those characters, you just can't play the roguelike mode. So having trial character is really good. New difficulty event and special boss mechanic will be added for you to challenge. Okay, I think the roguelike mode is a little too easy right now, because you can just stack Infernal Rider coordinated attack with a bunch of meteor buff, and you can mouse everything. So them adding high difficulty mean you have to actually like pick and choose the card. Will be super fun. That'll be super fun. That'll be super excited to see how this one will work. Here's a few examples. Drop from supply chest or enemy in the wild will automatically be picked up. What mode will be? Oh, these are additional quality of life. Okay, so they're adding quad mode to be unlocked earlier. Drop of supply chest to automatically pick up. Batch of salvage option. Okay, so a good amount of quality of life feedback that we're gonna be getting. We're working on the frequently report issues about story cutscene and animation, including exchange camera position. I'll be honest, I didn't really care about the story, but the story did feel unfinished to me. I thought that was because they're reworking a lot of the things. Improve the skip function to make it work better. Oh, they're adding a skip button. What do you know? Haha. But yeah, the story was always work in progress, I thought. So I didn't want to make too many negative comment about it, but it's still great to hear that they're improving it. Other optimization and adjustment. Aside from the changes above, we're addressing game issue like crash, blank screen, frame drop. Okay, do you know the amount of bugs I ran into when I was recording my video? When the monkey boss clap, you just get clap of the arena and you just TP'd away, and I have to like do so many reset because the game keep bugging out. That's like so annoying. The boss keep bugging out, and it's so annoying for the boss to bug out if you're doing like a D6 challenge run where you have a really, really good run and the boss bug out. So I'm really glad to hear that they're taking these feedback really seriously, because I feel like the boss bugging out when you're having a intense moment is a mood killer. It's a massive killer. Like when you're having a really, really good run, you're like, oh shit, I can finally beat this boss. And then it bug out. That sucks, because that happened to me. So yeah, interesting, or not interesting, but I'm glad to hear that they're going to be addressing these very seriously. We're taking localization quality very seriously. For people who don't know, they have a lot of English translation problem. The Chinese translation and the Chinese voiceover are there already, and they're pretty good. So I've been playing the game in Chinese secretly a bit. But the English localization were just not there yet. So they're gonna be working on that. Cool. These are the future adjustment feedback. I think they're gonna be working on more than this. I'm pretty glad to hear they are seriously hearing player feedback and adjusting all of these, especially even here. Like, I wasn't expecting them to buff characters straight up already, but they are doing it. So that's really good, because some characters really having issues. My concern of this is I wonder how they're gonna get all of these things in time when the release is gonna be coming in a few months. So we can only hope for the best. I'm really scared they're gonna be rushing a lot of these out and just end up with like half unfinished stuff for some of them, especially the story. I'm really concerned about how they can improve on the story for like massively within the timeline they have and do the other stuff. But we can only hope. At the bright side, they're listening to our feedback, so I'll continue to provide feedback to them. Kuro Game, if you're listening, then I'll reach out. But yeah, oh, exciting.